Thank you for choosing Safety Liner. Today, we are going to show you step-by-step how to set up and install your tea urn liners. Cleaning tea urns will no longer be a chore because with Safety Liner, you simply dispose of the old liner and replace with a new liner. No more scrubbing, no more disassembling and reassembling required, and it takes less than a minute to change out a liner. Just look at the difference Safety Liner can make. Safety Liner improves sanitation by preventing bacterial buildup from spigots that are not properly cleaned. Eurofins Microbiology Laboratories tested urns with Safety Liner and compared it against similar competitor liners as well as urns with no liner at all, and concluded: Plascon's Safety Zip Top Liner to inhibit growth of bacteria, yeast, and mold in a brewed tea product in commercial urns held under typical room temperature commercial storage conditions. The effect against fungal organisms, such as yeasts and molds, was most significant, with levels of these organisms recovered at 10 to 100 times less over the course of the study in the Safety Zip-Top lined urn than the competitor lined urn or the urn with no liner. They further concluded Safety Liner may increase both the shelf life and the overall safety of the brewed tea held in these urns over extended storage times. Your liners are shipped in a corrugated box. Never store the boxes directly on the floor since moisture can seep through the box and contaminate the liners. Always store the boxes on a shelf to protect the liners from contaminants. When opening the boxes, take care to avoid accidental damage to the liners. Using a sharp object, such as a razor blade, to open the boxes can result in slicing the plastic liners inside. Okay, so if this is your first time receiving and using Safety Liner, you will need to replace your standard spigot with a special pinch tube spigot. The replacement spigot allows the integrated tube to feed through the opening and pinches the tube closed to prevent leaking. Make sure the nut and cap on the spigot is tight to prevent any leaking. Once the new spigot is in place, inserting and replacing liners is a quick and simple process. Before placing the liner in the urn, use a Sharpie pen to write any information on the integrated white label, such as date, time, tea flavor, and who last replaced or emptied a liner. Consistently using this label allows you to easily track when to replace your liners. Open the spigot to insert the liner. Always handle the liner from the outside of the bag to keep the liner clean and contaminant-free. Carefully guide the liner into the urn, taking care not to drag over any sharp edges. Never insert your hands inside of the liner. Push the white tube into the hole in the bottom of the urn until the tube protrudes through the spigot on the outside of the urn. Close the spigot. Drape the liner over the sides of the urn. You may brew directly into the liner, or pour the tea into the liner if your tea urn is a dispenser only. Once the tea is either brewed or poured into the liner, snap the zip-locking seal from end to end to tightly close the liner. The tamper-proof zip-locking seal also protects against accidental contaminants from potentially entering the liner and also allows you to safely move the urn without spilling. Fold the top of the liner over with the label clearly visible so you will know when it's time to either replace the tea or change out to a new liner. If you notice the spigot dripping, make sure the cap is tight. You can open the dispensing valve on the spigot and reclose it, or try opening the valve and realign the white tube slightly. You may use the same liner for several different batches of tea throughout the day. However, be sure to replace the liner every 24 hours. Important: when making sweet tea, pre-mix the tea sugar before it is added to the tea. Do not stir with any device inside of the Safety Liner, as this can cause damage to the bag. Removing an urn liner is also very simple. First, unzip the Ziploc strip. Drape the liner over the side of the urn and empty any remaining liquid from the urn. Next, open the spigot. Pinch and pull the tube back. And last, lift the liner out of the urn and dispose. Available in all standard urn sizes, Plascon has the perfect disposable liner to match the urn you currently own. For more information, contact a Plascon Group representative today. SafetyLiner.com